Hey folks, Lee here once again. Welcome back to another Batman animated review. Damn it, I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. How you doing? Hope everyone's had a good week. I know. Sorry if I haven't done the videos in a while. It's just, doing a lot of work. So, But of course, hope you all pay attention to the community post that I was going to do a review for tonight. Hopefully two Batman reviews. But starting off with this one. This film came out in 2016. And it is based on a comic that came out in 1988 of the same name, the graphic novel, which I do have. And today I'm reviewing, I'm reviewing Batman the Killing Joke, which, hold on before I give quick thoughts. And I do have the comic book, yes. Really love this comic book. Definitely one of the best Batman stories ever told, even though it's mainly about my favorite Batman villain, Joker himself. This comic I think is great. I just like the way that they do it and everything. I'm not going to sit here and show you the whole book in the whole video. If you've read the comic book, you probably know everything about it. So, if you read the comic, you've seen the pictures and stuff and the readings of it, and But what I thought of this movie, I do love this film. I did enjoy it, but I do feel it could have been better. I wouldn't say it's one of the best Batman movies, or animated Batman movies. I would still say Mask of the Phantasm is definitely better than this, or The Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, or Batman or Sub-Zero, or Return of the Joker. But it's definitely better than Mystery of the Batwoman. But I would say the Batman vs. Dracula is a lot better than this. This film, I did have a problem with first of the storyline and dealing with Batgirl, but I'll get to that later on in the review. But anyway, getting on to reading this movie, like I said, Batman the Killing Joke is based on the comic book 1988 by Alan Moore and by Brian Bohan. As you can see, the names are right here. They're the ones that wrote this comic book. I like to read this real quick. One bad day. According to the grinning engine of madness and mayhem known as the Joker, that's all that separates the saint from the psycho. Free once again from confines of Arkham. Oh, it just tells you the plot of the story, but it's pretty good reading. But I would usually say this is definitely the best Joker story ever told. Not the best. Well, I would say it's the best comic book wise, It's definitely one of the best Batman comics, to me. Okay. This is also another animated thriller superhero film that came out in 2016. Now, this film was released, I think it was August. No, it was July, I'm sorry. But I did see this in the movie theater back at AMC. I got to see this in theater. This was a great experience to see in theater. Despite the issues I have with it, seeing The Killing Joke, seeing a Batman animated movie on the big screen was nice. I'm like, I wish they'd, play some Batman animated movies on the screen. I wish they'd ever do that. That'd be awesome to see, more Batman animated films. Especially for me, I would love to see Mask of the Phantasm or Sub-Zero in theaters, or Return of the Joker, because I think those, or Batman vs. Dracula, or Dark Knight Returns Part 1 and 2, it'd be awesome to see those movies on the big screen, But this was awesome to go see. I remember the marketing, the theater had the poster of Joker and stuff, and they had a little trailer marketing the movie, so I remember that was really cool. I remember the movie was really hyped because you had the late Kevin Conroy, and you had Mark Hamill, Tara Strong. I think she voiced Batgirl in the animated series, so you had the three cast members from the animated series, of course, voicing the characters. So I think it's what got people excited back then to see this in theaters. I remember the theater being pretty packed back then to see this film back in 2016. This film is also the 26th film of the DC Universe animated original movies, which is based on the graphic novel by Alan Moore and Brian Boland. The film was directed by Sam Lua, who's directed some of them Ray Rice does the voice. Production stuff about it. In 2011, during San Diego, actor Mark Hamill, who wanted to quit playing the Joker at that time, stated that he would be willing to voice the Joker for an adaptation for The Killing Joke, encouraging fans to campaign for said adaptation. Most notably in a tweet on October 24, 2011, since then, a Facebook page titled "Petition to get Mark Hamill to play the Joker in an anime Killing Joke" was set up by fans, which I'm glad they did that because it worked. Bruce Timm also expressed his desire to create the project, saying it was the only possibility. On July 10, 2015, during the Justice League Gods Monsters panel, Timm announced that animated film on the novel was in development and said to be released in 2016. Sam Liu would direct and Timm would executive produce the film. The film features a 15-minute prologue that sets up the story. On July 17th, Hamill tweeted that he had his fingers crossed in hopes that he would be contacted in brief shot as well as the Joker. On July 27th, reported that Hamill will voice the Joker, and with Kevin Conroy, he said he will inspire the voice of Bruce Wayne, Batman. It was officially announced that Conroy, Hamill, and Tara Strong, who inspired the voice of Batman, Joker, and Barbara Gordon, Ray Wise would voice Commissioner Gordon. The rest of the voice cast was revealed on Apple iTunes digital release. Timm revealed that the film would be screened at San Diego Comic-Con in July. He added that the team had a lot for story. In the terms of animation production, the crew member that tried to adapt Bowen's art style was channeled in newly realistic quality. The then Sarah, another artist, with a simpler, yet very similar, that would be easier to animate. The animation was done by the Answer Studios OT, an outsourced studio in Japan. Oh, the film did get, like I said, I just released in theaters, but it did get released for one day, for one night only, here in the U.S. and the U.K. I was lucky enough to see it just for that one night. I think I got lucky then, because I was working at Google all the time, so my hours were 2 days off at the time. Yeah, so I kind of got lucky to see this. It got a negative review from critics, which I could agree between the relationship of Batman and Batgirl. I kind of agree with the critics on that one. Yeah, I do agree with many fans that the first half of the film was unnecessary and disconnected the second half. So I think it was Bruce Timm. If he was, I'm sure he produced this. That was his idea, because I think his whole idea of Barbara Gordon falling in love with Batman, Batgirl falling in love with him, I think that it was his idea. Well, he even admitted that in an interview, I think. But anyway, the film was directed by Sam Liu, written by Brian Azzarello, based on the novel of the same name. I just said that too many times. Produced by Bruce Timm, Alan Burnett, Sam Lister, and you all know Bruce Timm also created Batman animated series, responsible for it. It's edited by Christopher Lutz, music by Christopher Carter, Michael McCust, Little Rims, distributed by Warner Home Pictures. It was released July 25th, 2016. Not just a month later, but on DVD eventually. It's only 1 hour and 27 minutes long, I think. The budget was $3.5 million, so the box was only $4 million worldwide. And it became the 9th highest grossing rated R animated film worldwide. Yeah. But I could agree with the criticisms and stuff. Yeah. But so what this film is about is that Batman the Killing Joke, the story, of course, is about the Joker himself, how he became the Joker, pretty much how he fell into madness, about him being, failed comic, he had a pregnant wife who we don't know her name. Well, we do know Jeannie, I think it was, yeah. But anyway, we don't know his character, but he's like a stand-up comic, kind of like Arthur Fleck, if you will, but instead of having, a mother that lied to him and stuff, in this film, it does state to that comic that he's a failed comic, and he's trying to make money, But eventually, after one bad day, he eventually becomes, thrown into a vat of chemicals. He becomes the Joker, and therefore the Joker's plan, he, attacks Barbara Gordon, and he wants to make Commissioner Gordon go mad. He wants him, after one bad day, he wants to make him go insane. So Batman, of course, realizes that Joker has escaped and has done this, and so Batman is looking for him here in this film, like he's in the novel, trying to go after Joker and stop him. So, and basically take him down and take him back to Arkham for, Arkham. Meanwhile, while maybe trying to kidnap with the Joker, maybe help him. But I'll get more into that. But that's what the plot of the story is. You know the story of the Killing Joke, if you know Batman. So, but it is a Joker story. So, yeah. Okay. We'll talk about the movie itself. Let me get my final opinion on it. So. The movie opens with Batgirl. As you see, there's you wouldn't expect the story to start off like this. And you see Batgirl, just flying around the city, or, just running around the city on the rooftops. She says that she's been working with Batman for 3 years, I guess you can say if Dick Grayson probably left him and, when Batgirl started to work for him, and she's been working with Batman for 3 years. She doesn't mind taking orders from him and stuff. She's in talking to her father, who does not know she's Batgirl, by the way. And Batman says, we got a robbery, so they take off. Batgirl jumps in, she jumps on the truck. She knocks some of these guys out, she puts like a bat bomb on the side of the truck. And this one guy, Paris France, who likes Batgirl, even, Batgirl, close to him near the truck, and he blows her a little kiss, and kicks Batgirl away, and he is this guy ends up getting an obsession with Batgirl. But anyway, Batman tries to also take down the truck with the Batmobile, which looks really cool, by the way. Always like the Batmobile. And she failed to stop them. Batman interrogates one of the crew to find out why they did this, what they're up to. Anyway, and Paris France goes to his uncle. And his uncle even threatens to kill him because he's costing him money, and having Batman and Batgirl down his throat, he doesn't want that. So he's running business for him. Barbara even talks to she works the light. She's a librarian as well. She talks to her friend, gay friend, and she talks about yoga. She can't really tell him that she's Batgirl and that it's Batman, so she can't really reveal that. But she talks about Batman, blah blah blah, which I really just didn't care about. Anyway, France, messages Batgirl. He starts having an obsession with her, because he's maybe, I don't know, with these 3 women, wants them to wear a mask, kind of like Batgirl, as you can see the obsession. His uncle tries to kill him on his boat. Him and his friend escape. When he meets Batgirl trying to, commit another robbery, he flirts with Barbara and Batgirl, but he sprays her. They have a fight and tussle, and Batman gets onto her, to stay out of it. There's, he tells her, you're not taking the situation seriously. This criminal's not scared of you. When he sends this message, Batman's when a criminal gets personal like that, it's just best to stay out of the way. He wants, and she's like, why do I have to stay out? Batman says, yes, you do what I say, and you do what you're told. You're going to do this my way. You work with me, you do it my way. And before she can say anything, Batman just leaves. Batman can be a hard ass, and what he says goes. No ends or buts about it. That's the way he handles it. But she gets a call from France. He leaves his messages for her on the phone, so she can see him on the phone. And she finds his uncle's body. He's like, "Do you realize what you've done?" He was the biggest mob boss ever. He's like, well, I'm taking over now. And then these men attack her. Batgirl, gets out to shoot at her, but Batman shows up, which is cool. Some good fights there. And her and Batman have a talk. He says, Barbara, to you, this is just a game. You haven't been over the edge. Whatever happens, this is kind of life. And she's like, well, you just don't get to walk away. How dare you? She punches him, and then they have a bit of a tussle, little fisticuffs. She gets on top of Batman and just stops and gives him a kiss, and eventually, and Batgirl, do this. Batman and Batgirl have sex, which is very uncomfortable to watch, But you don't see the whole thing. You just see her take her mask off and shirt. You just see her brawl, and them going at it, but then it cuts from there. Batgirl wants to talk to Batman, about it. She even talks about her to a gay friend, that didn't work out. She'll even talk about, how Batman makes her feel stressed out. That I guess you could say she's always been in love with Batman. Again, I don't care about this. Anyway, they try to talk about it. She tries to call Batman and says, can we just talk? Oh my gosh, you're sex, for God's sake. Can we just get over this and move on? Batman eventually gets ambushed. He gets like a stab here in the stomach. One of the criminals shooting a gun at him, but Batman gets his batarang and throws at him, knocks him out, knocks another bad guy out. They're so close to killing Batman. Batgirl shows up in a motorcycle, and she just gives France a beating. And then after he gets arrested, you see that, he's like, Batgirl, I love you, But she comes close to killing him, but after that she decides to retire from crime fighting, which is okay. Now eventually we do get into the second half of the movie, which is actually the Killing Joke itself, story that we get into, where Batman investigates a murder scene, with Sergeant, with Bullock. He says, well, Commissioner, thought you want to see this. And Batman's like, that's an interesting choice of words. He's like, excuse me, why would I want to see this? Well, this is your kind of cup of tea, remember, Batman? And Batman realized these people were murdered, And he concluded that the Joker, this is where also the comic book starts off, where he wants to, go, see Joker's being held at Arkham Asylum to go talk to him. And you see, like, even Two-Face in the comic. Or Two-Face in... Yeah, you just see them. This is how the second half of the movie starts off. This is how the comic book starts off, which they should have started off before. But anyway, Batman. Eventually, they walk past. You have Two-Face who drops his coin, like he's trying to grab it. He's Harvey Dent, and he tries to tell the Joker. He says, it's going to end when I'm going to kill you or going to kill me. Maybe both. But we'll stop fighting and maybe talk this out. Maybe I can help you. He's like, you're listening to me? When he realizes it's just paint, it's just fake, what the guy's wearing. Realizes this guy's not Joker, Batman's ready to beat him. And Gordon's like, don't do that. We don't allow that here, Batman, And after a while, Batman starts, and during the movie, he starts to hunt. Batman starts to hunt Joker down by questioning even prostitutes that Joker's probably been with, and beats up some criminals. I like the line when Batman says, "Swear to me." That line is from Batman Begins, which is definitely done better by the late Kevin Conroy than the Christian Bale. Because give kudos to late Kevin Conroy. His Batman voice will always be the most intimidating to me, I think. But anyway, Barbara and Gordon, they're having like a father-daughter night out. She's going for a run, waiting for a friend to come over, and they talk about something. Talk about how he creeped her, the Joker, first time he came to be. Oh, I forgot to mention the scene where Batman goes back to the Batcave, and you see these pictures, which kind of reminds me of like, a picture of Batman. One picture reminds me of Batman 1989, The Dark Knight, and something else, but I forget. But these pictures remind me some of the stuff of the Joker and the comics, a little bit too. Pictures of him. But anyway, back to, Barbara talking. She opens the door, expecting to be her friend, but it's the Joker saying hello, and he's like wearing the Hawaiian shirt and the hat, and Joker like buys this museum, not this, but he buys this fair, kills the fair owner by poisoning with his Joker gas. He's like, I see you stick around, you're all smiles about it, and you see the guy, Joker and his freaks, his associates, minions, break in and prepare his plan, and open up the car door, and Joker smiles, that creepy smile. Like I said, he attacks Barbara Gordon by shooting her in the stomach. Shoots her in the stomach and then paralyzes her. Then, his two men beat Gordon up, take him to the fair, and Joker opens up her shirt to see the boss, and it is implied later, though, when she's in the hospital, that Bullock kills Batman, because Batman's there, and Bullock says that she was found naked. So you can imply that the Joker probably raped her, raped Barbara, which, it's the Joker, I could believe it. I mean, if he hangs out with prostitutes, he's probably not into raping, all that stuff, being a criminal and being crazy as he is, would probably do something like that. It's the Joker, come on. He had to at least do it. But he takes Gordon to the amusement park. He suggests him to torture. He talks about Gordon, one day after going mad. Oh, and also you get flashbacks, I forgot to mention, back and forth with the Joker. I'll just go ahead and talk about the flashbacks that you see him as this Philip comic telling his wife that, he wants to make money for her, so they can live in a better place, but he can't tell Joe right. And he comes up to deal with these criminals, with these two gangsters, one to help them rob this old place he used to work for, his Ace Chemicals place that gives him the creeps. But he's willing to do whatever it takes to make money for him and his wife. Eventually one night, he finds out that his wife died in an accident. So eventually he says that he needs the money, but he's got nothing to lose for anymore. But since they're threatening him and he's scared, he joins them, so they, give him the Red Hood mask. They get caught by the cops. The two gangsters get shot. The guy falls in the chemicals. Looks at the water, starts laughing, and then he loses it, and eventually this is what he becomes, the Joker. And this is where the man falls into madness. So after one bad day, he goes completely insane. And he's trying to talk to Commissioner Gordon, teasing him, saying, why don't you throw the book at him? Throw the book! He throws the book, but at Batman. That Batman's a friend, trusts you, and he couldn't even save you, couldn't even help you. Whichever comes up, this song was great, I go loony like a simply loony. Sometimes walking through the road, Mr. Lightbulb has a panic span, Don't believe it, just go mad. I can't do it right. Because Mark Hamill, Mark Hamill just perfection. I can't do Mark Hamill. He does the Joker so great, and that singing is great. I can't top it. So, but it's definitely fun to watch, and he's showing him pictures of Barbara, being naked and paralyzed and possibly, like I said, raped. Joker finishes the song, Commissioner was, I think he's about to snap, he's like, Barbara, 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 as Joker's, like minions or midgets, little demons, or, just holding him in his head and making Gordon watch. Joker's like, oh, he's going crazy. Let's go put him in his cage for later. Yeah, his pregnant wife, Jeannie. Sorry, that was the Phil Comics the man's wife. Well, Batman was also there, by the way, investigating the disturbance, trying to go up to the Red Hood. Who he thinks is leader, doesn't know it's the man. The man falls in chemicals, and Batman can't save him. But, sorry. Batman eventually, thanks to Joker, sending him an invitation, manages to find Gordon after Joker sends him a clue that leads him to this park. Batman shows up, fights some of the Joker's goons, knocks one out, which is pretty cool, and this big, huge waitress attacking, but she gets stabbed or killed, uses a smoke pellet and fights these bad guys off. Everyone freaked through. There's like a werewolf trying to attack Batman. Batman's able to get him off, and he sees Joker himself. He tries to attack Joker. Joker sprays him with Joker gas, or spray, like some kind of chemical that can turn on the spray. And Gordon doesn't lose his mind after all, and tells him, "Batman, go get him. But I want this done by the book. You hear me? By the book. We have to show him our way is the right way." Joker goes to his fun house. Despite being tortured, Gordon does remain his name. Joker, follows him to the fun house. Joker tries to persuade Batman that the world is just one big joke and there's nothing worth fighting for. Joker tells him, "Come on, Batman. I'm sure you're the reason that you wear that suit. That you lost someone you loved. It had to be. That's why you wear that suit every night. Doesn't make you go insane." And maybe probably trying to make, I think his goal, Joker's goal, was make Batman, can't make Batman lose his mind. Maybe make Batman even kill him, just to say, to prove his point, like in The Dark Knight, for instance, that everyone is mad, everyone is bad deep down. Just after one bad day, the Joker believes after one bad day, anyone can snap. He even shows him, he can't even remember his wife. That's how so mad, his madness, he can't even remember his past life, who he was. And he's like, well, for him, it's multiple choice. Even though I would say I prefer the Batman 89 one, because I do prefer Joker being a gangster, or a criminal before. That's just me. Maybe because I grew up with Batman 89, that's why, kind of saw that first before finding out about the Killing Joke. But Batman, goes to these mirrors, and he's been interested with Batman, trying to tease him. Batman fights them off. Eventually he fights Joker himself. And Batman's like, Joker's like, don't you go mad? After one day he starts beating Batman until Batman fights back. He's like, maybe it's just you. But, Joker's trying to go for his gun. But the gun doesn't go off. It says click, click, doesn't work. And Joker's like, God damn it. And Batman's like, he's like, okay, come on, Joker's just, come on, Batman, kick me. Sing back the song, get your victory dance, get your victory round. Batman's like, no, this time, maybe I could help you, Joker. Maybe we could talk. Maybe I can just help you. And Joker's like, I'm sorry, Batman. He's like, I'm afraid it's too late for me. And he says the situation reminds him of a joke, which he proceeds to tell. Batman starts laughing at the punchline, and him and Joker, it was, maybe some awkward, but I think it's from the comic. Him and Batman start laughing at the end, and somebody Joker's laugh. And then the screen cuts to black. But I think they just had a laugh. I don't think Joker killed Batman or anything. Yeah, it does seem like the end of the comic here that Batman and Joker have a laugh together. And nothing about Batgirl. Nothing at all. She's not even in this comic, I don't think. Well, I mean, Barbara gets shot, of course. I don't know. Oh, yeah, Penguin in here? Yeah, I forgot to mention, that was the end of the movie, by the way. Batman Joker laughing, and then you do the credit scene where Barbara is in her wheelchair in her secret room apartment, trying to prove that, she's become Oracle now. Yeah. That would cool sneak peek one in here. Like, really? Or even Batman talking to other criminals. And Batman does go into this bar, though, and try to fight these criminals. And this is, we're scared of you, Batman, but we're terrified of Joker. Yeah, really amazing comic in my opinion. But let me give my final opinion on The Killing Joke. Okay, don't want to be too long because I definitely want to try to do another review tonight. Alright, anyway, let me give someone up my opinion on this movie. Again, Batman The Killing Joke. I love this movie. I can see why some critics were harsh on it though, but let me give my personal opinion on it. First of all, what do I love? I do love the story itself, The Killing Joke. I do like seeing the story of how, Joker after one bad day he goes mad. I like that we dive into his madness, how he became the Joker after one bad day, how he became the way he is. It's very interesting. Which I think Joker's a great Batman villain. That's why I think he's the best, because Joker can always break out. He's insane, but I think he can drive Batman to insanity. That he was just a guy. He was just, a regular guy, not a bad guy at all. Just lost his wife, lost his career. Just a terrible ordeal he went through and made him snap, And I think that's very interesting. Batman himself was good in this movie. That Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill do a good job doing the voice and the characters. I think Sam Lee does a great job directing, and Bruce Timm does a good job producing. And the movie, it's not that, it's like it's 1 hour, I think 1 hour and 21 minutes or something like that, but it's only 77 minutes. It's not a long movie at all. It goes by at a really good pace. The animation, I say, is really great. I love the animation. The people that worked on it, from Japan, the animation looks really good here. Animation holds up, I think, really good for this movie. The action is good. Love the fight scenes, and the ending with Joker and Batman laughing. I liked it. That was pretty interesting. I thought that was a good scene, them having a joke and a laugh together, and Batman wanting to help them, like two people who can't stand each other, but they're enemies, and maybe Batman somewhat maybe wants to help the Joker in some way, even though Joker is insane, and maybe, it is too late for him, because the guy's already snapped. But that's a really good story to it, and I do like the voice cast. Ray Wise, good actor. I remember him from RoboCop. But Kevin Conroy and Mark Hamill, they are definitely the two best parts about this movie, two best characters in this movie. It's just great to have them as the voice of these characters. And as Mark Hamill, of course, voicing the man who would, the failed comic who would become Joker, more in a comic voice, but, of course, wild and crazy as the Joker. But the cinematography, the animation looks really good. The music score is alright. The music score is not very memorable. Now getting on to my problems. Well, my problem is Batgirl. I don't think you need a Batgirl in this movie at all. I get it, Barbara Gordon does get shot in the back, but you just could have left it at that. You didn't need to. Okay, Paris France, I don't remember the guy. Honestly, I've already forgotten about him. He's a very forgettable character. This whole story of her and Batman and Batgirl, again, I think this was Bruce Timm's idea to add in that. But it's just filler. I think it's just a filler story. It just feels cluttered in here that you didn't need. You didn't need Batman and Batgirl having sex. I mean, that was uncomfortable to watch. For me, it was just like an uncle and a niece making love, or a father figure making love to his, a girl who's not his daughter, but, Bruce, was like 50, maybe 40, and she's like 20, so it's a bit creepy to me, I just don't buy Batman and Batgirl being in a relationship. You didn't need that, and the whole thing with Paris France and all the story that he wants to take over, he's obsessed with Batgirl, blah, blah, blah. I didn't care about any of that. This had nothing to do with Killing Joke. Now look, I've seen it sometimes before, but sometimes not every comic book movie follows the comics. Okay? I get that. You don't have to follow the comics all the time. But I think it would have been cool if they would have been more faithful and cut that story out. Nobody needed to see that, That girl, if you were to add her in here, you could have just had her and Batman, maybe, I don't know, a robbery case, then taking some criminals down, then get into the Killing Joke story, or wait until the second half of the movie. But the first half, I don't like this movie. That's what, in my opinion, keeps this from being one of the best Batman movies. It's one of my favorites, but it's not one of the best. The biggest problem is that the whole storyline with Batgirl and stuff, I just don't like it. It doesn't make any sense. It's not needed. I don't care for this guy. But once we get into Killing Joke, then it becomes great in my opinion. But this kind of drops the movie down a bit for me. Yeah. But I still love it. I still enjoy it when it gets to the Killing Joke. The second half I love. That's what I'm saying. And you could have added more stuff. Batman talking to some inmates like Penguin or Two-Face even. Well, not the comic, but you could have at least seen Two-Face. Not just his hand. You could, added some more stuff in there. Maybe you could have added more stuff about the comedian, like we can see a bit more Joker's past, like I only seen Brain Out from some, but still, why not see the man trying to, do a comic routine and failing, Why can't we see the comic, be on stage, or just add a bit more story, I'd rather get more with the comedian, with the man that Joker was before he became the Joker, and to explain, so I can feel more depth for the guy. I mean, I can say I feel bad for him, but I just wanted more out of it. I wanted more out of the Killing Joke than I got, with the whole Batgirl, you didn't need that, and I didn't care about her gay character. I mean, it's not being woke or anything. No, it's not. But you didn't need him. I didn't care about him. I didn't care about Barbara and her whining as so Batman, complaining about yelling in the library, which you shouldn't yell in the library anyway. You're not supposed to do that. But I didn't care about her complaining, her whining about Batman was annoying. I don't care about any of this. But once it gets to the Killing Joke and him trying to make Gordon lose his mind or snap, and even Batman to her, that was good action. It's a good movie. But it's just not great. But I do love it. I do enjoy it. I just think it could have been a lot better if you would cut that story out. That's the big step down for it. But it's still a good movie nonetheless. I definitely recommend it. But if you've read the comic book and you love this comic book and you love it like I do, don't expect this movie to stick to the comic because it really does not. So if you're expecting Killing Joke story right away, you won't get that. So. But when you do get the Killing Joke story, then it becomes great, in my opinion. So anyway, finishing up, some of my final opinion on this movie is my rating for this film, Batman Killing Joke. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And my rating for this film is 4 to 5 stars. My rating for Batman the Killing Joke is 4 to 5 stars. Alright guys, tell me in the comments down below. What do you think of Batman the Killing Joke in your opinion? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Also, let me know in the comments and below, have you ever read the comic book? Yeah. And what did you think of this movie, in your opinion? So 4 to 5 stars is my rating for Batman the Killing Joke. Tell me guys in the comments down below, what do you think of this movie, this film, in your opinion? Alright, and stay tuned tonight, because I'm going to try to do another Batman review at time. Okay. And since I couldn't get this on Amazon, I'm going to try to buy on Prime Video. Hopefully watch this. I'm going to try. Next will be, I'll be reviewing Batman Unlimited Megs vs. Munits. So this will be the next Batman animated review. So stay tuned tonight for this. Alright guys. Let me know what you thought about Batman the Killing Joke. And if you've read the comic book, which I've already shown. But let me know what you think about this movie down in the comments down below. Thanks for watching guys. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you tonight. So stay tuned for the next Batman review, which will be Batman Unlimited Megs vs. Munits. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching guys. Like, comment, subscribe. And I'll see you later. Stay tuned for the next video. So bye bye.